So just so I don't know what to say. Basically, people like Corey Wayne, who's a dating coach online. If you've ever come across him, you got to understand that he's everything that he teaches. Like he's trying like he doesn't want to make a dick of himself, right? He doesn't want to. Um, he's got to. Um, he's got to look good, for himself. Like he wants to get girls, so what he teaches, he tries to make it out as if it's superior to another way of thinking, but that's just because um, that's who he is. Do you know what I mean? It's like what he says, he believes it. He can't afford to say that he's wrong, you know. Because if he starts saying that he's wrong, then girls aren't going to be interested in him, and he's going to look bad, and he's not going to be a dating coach, you know. Like just because he says, just because he teaches what he teaches, it doesn't mean it's fact. You got to understand that. Um, Part of it is like it's what he truly believes, but he has to. He can't. He can't say like. For example, he says like there's like this no contact rule he says. Like if a woman wants to friend zone you, you got to say no, I'm only interested in having a relationship with you, um, or I don't want anything to do with you, basically. Um, like contact me if you ever want anything that isn't platonic. Now I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that's even bad advice. I probably do believe in that, but there are a lot of things that he does say. I mean, I say I believe in that. I don't even know if I believe in that. The thing is, it's like he's trying to make out that his way of thinking is superior because he's for his personal benefit. So he looks good, and so girls want him. He's got to say like, yeah, this is the way it is. You've got to, um, you've got to do things like this. Um, it's not necessarily good advice. It's more like he's just trying to make himself look good. He's got to sell a product, so he's got to come up with all these different theories or ways of going about things, and make it out as if it's superior just so he's got something to sell. So he's got his book to sell, you know, and so women like him. Um, because, like I say, if he started to say, like, oh no, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you should speak to a girl and be friends with them, and not do this thing of like saying, you know, be with me or we're not gonna be like I'm not gonna contact you, I'm not gonna talk to you, I don't want nothing to do with you. Um, what was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. But like, if you, here's the thing, if you think that um, if you think that uh, his way of thinking or his way of going about things is the ultimate, it's not the ultimate. Do you know what I mean? Like, um, I know it's arrogant to say that of a better way, but just knowing myself, I know that um, I like to go about things in a different way. You know, music influences me a lot in like what I decide. You know, how I decide to be. If I hear a lyric and it makes me think of a girl or it makes me think of something to say, do you know what I mean? It changes the way I think. You know, um, like for example, if you listen to popular music where it has really deep lyrics, listen to like I don't know Juice WRLD for example. These videos have like 500 million views on YouTube, right? Um, I would say that compared to like Corey Wayne's videos, which have like maybe a few million, um, there's a lot to be said for maybe like the lyrics in like a Juice WRLD song might be deeper, more profound, or smarter basically than what Corey Wayne has to say. You know, I know people listen to music just not just because of the lyrics, but um, you know, for example, think of a song like if you think of a song like "Without Me" by Halsey, however you pronounce the name, the chorus or whatever says like thinking you could live without me. You know, when I listen to a lyric like that, it makes me want to contact the girl that I'm in love with that might have friend zoned me. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking like, how can I live without her? You know, when I listen to that lyric. But if you listen to Corey Wayne's advice, he will say like, no, don't contact her. That's better game. You know, I mean, personally, I would think someone who walks around playing game, is a douchebag compared to someone who listens to music and goes off that, you know, like I think if you're a player, it's just embarrassing. You know what I mean? It's not the image that I like, you know. And Corey Wayne is talking about game and talking about, this is the way to go about things. But it's like he's being a killjoy. Do you know what I mean? It's just like if I listen to a lyric like that, you know, it makes me wanna message a girl that I'm in love with that might have friend zoned me, you know. Um, I just feel like Corey Wayne's a killjoy. That's all I'm saying, basically. You know, is like rules are fine. Going about things in a particular way is fine, but I mean, it's not. But it's just not really for me. I find like if you walk around saying, by living by all these different rules of like you can contact a girl because it's better game, or you can't contact a girl because it's not a good game or whatever. It's just boring. You know, I mean, I want to have fun in my life. I don't want to like walk around like a douchebag, just like trying to play, being a player. It's an embarrassing image, you know, and it's not fun. I think it's more important to have fun in life. I don't think, you know, I think when you get like, when you start trying to play game, when you start trying to game women, I just think it's not, I don't even think it's smart, you know. I think it's embarrassing. Um, and it's just really boring as well, you know. So that's it. I just think Corey Wayne's advice is really boring. I'd rather just have fun, basically just do what I want. That's the way I want to live my life. And if women like me, they like me. If they don't like me, then it's just how it is. You can't get everyone to like you. You can't get everyone to be romantically interested in you. That's real love. Real love doesn't always work out. Don't be a player. Be real, and have fun. Don't be boring, following all these rules and all this game. It's really lame. So that's it. All right, bye.